Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Raja Umar on my channel RU Speaks, and Raja Umar speaks for you for the subjects of Pakistan studies and global perspectives. These days we are discussing the topics related to history. Do not forget to subscribe RU Speaks, as you will learn a lot about these two subjects of Pakistan studies and global perspectives over here. So we were talking about the Cripps mission in the last lesson, and moving on to the next one, that is the Gandhi Jinnah talks of 1944. Now, at this particular stage, Mr. Gandhi was also desperate to get rid of the British, as he was just assuming that the British were under pressure because of the war, and definitely they were. So he wanted that to get the support of the Muslims and to get rid of the British. And he wanted to, you can say, he wanted to have the double barrel gun he was using, and he wanted to get rid of the British with the support of the Muslims and to get control of the whole of the subcontinent by himself. So that was really very tactical or diplomatic move by Mr. Gandhi, that he wrote a letter to Jinnah and he requested that he wanted to sit with him to discuss the issues of the subcontinent. So these talks they held at Bombay at the residence of Jinnah in 1944, and they lasted for about 1 month, many sittings. So why the Gandhi Jinnah talks held in 1944? This can be a 7 marks question over here. Number 1, to discuss about the British exit. That, as you know, that British were now in a frame of mind that they would not be able to last long in the subcontinent, and eventually they would have to leave. So they started thinking, started assuming, or even started planning the exit from the subcontinent. So the same things they were perceived by the locals, I mean All India Muslim League and Indian National Congress. So Mr. Gandhi thought that it was better to sit together with the Muslims, I mean with Jinnah, and to discuss the future of India after the departure of the British from the subcontinent. So this was the one reason that why these dialogues held between Gandhi and Jinnah. Number 2, to discuss matters related to the separate homeland, whether it would be acceptable by the Congress people or by Mr. Gandhi, whether he would be accepting the demand of the Muslims, that is the in the light of the Pakistan resolution, whether the Muslims would be given the independence or not. So this could also be discussed. You can say that this was the point which might be coming under discussion from the Muslim side, and it came. So after the failure of Cripps mission, as I told you that there were many failures leading to the partition. So this was another failure, that is the Cripps mission. So after the failure of Cripps mission, both the big parties of the subcontinent, Congress and Muslim League, they started thinking that they might be sitting together to talk about the future of India. So you can say that because of these 3 reasons, that the exit was inevitable, whether the acceptance of idea of separate homeland and the failure of Cripps missions, these 3 reasons brought Gandhi and Jinnah on the table and they discussed it. But we will talk about the reasons of failure as well. These talks again failed. Now the importance of Gandhi Jinnah talks. Again, you may be having a 7 marks question. Why were the Gandhi Jinnah talks important in the last phase of the Pakistan movement in 1944? This sort of question you might be getting related to this particular 3 points given over here. So importance: forced Congress to negotiate with Muslim League on equal footings. What we have seen in the past, that Gandhi never wanted to talk to the Muslims. Gandhi never wanted to sit with the Muslims, and you can say that the second roundtable conference is the big evidence with us that how badly Gandhi treated the Muslims over there, that he denied the existence of the Muslims in the subcontinent in the second roundtable conference. But after 12 years, the things were totally different now. Now Gandhi called himself, Mr. Jinnah, to have the dialogues. So it means that now Gandhi came to the situation that the Muslims were very important entity of the subcontinent, and he wanted that the movement must be going along with the support of the Muslims. That is another thing, that what was in his mind, that he wanted that the whole of the control of the central government with the support of the Muslims. But one or the other way, this was the situation. So point number 2, by agreeing to negotiate on possible terms of particular accepted by the Muslim League, claim to speak for Muslims. So it means that somehow you can say that Gandhi was in a frame of mind to listen to the Muslims. So it means that if the negotiations they turned up successful, and with the acceptance of the idea of creating Pakistan, so it means that that would be the success of All India Muslim League. So number 3, Jinnah's standing went up, allowing him to deal with the problems in Muslim ranks, especially in Punjab. Jinnah got even a bigger stature, that he was declared as the sole leader of Muslims of the subcontinent, and he was given full authority by the Muslims leaders and the Muslim population, that in any way Jinnah could negotiate with Mr. Gandhi, and that should be benefiting the Muslims, and the population and the Muslims second level leadership was really in a frame of mind that Jinnah would be fighting for them, and Jinnah would not be doing any harm to the rights of the Muslims of the subcontinent. So the Muhammad Jinnah got further the trust of the Muslims, and he got even better stature, and he came up with the better wisdom and with the better authority given by the Muslims of the subcontinent. So this is how the Gandhi Jinnah talks, they were really very important. 7 marks question. Failure. Gandhi claimed to speak not for Congress but for whole of India. So it means that again Gandhi denied the existence of the Muslims, as he did in the second roundtable conference. He said that Congress was the representative of all Indians, whatever the religion they had. So that was the philosophy they were having with, and you may say that again the sort of secular philosophy he tried to highlight it over there in the in those Gandhi Jinnah talks. So that was one reason of failure. Jinnah denied that the All India Muslim League was the sole representative of the Muslims of the subcontinent, and it is nothing to do with the representation of Congress of the Muslims. Gandhi rejected the idea of nationhood for Muslims. I mean, Gandhi rejected Pakistan. So it means that this was the most important point that led to the failure of the Gandhi Jinnah talks of 1944. Provinces of Punjab, Bengal and Assam to be governed along communal law. So it means that communal award, which was announced over there in 1932, Gandhi emphasized that these provinces, which were the Muslim majority areas of the subcontinent, Gandhi wanted that there should be the separate electoral system, and Muslims should not be given the excessive seats as per their population percentage. But Muslims wanted that these provinces, especially the Muslim majority areas of Punjab, Bengal and Assam, they should be handed over, I mean, should be governed by the Muslims as per the population percentage. So that idea was also rejected. Gandhi wanted Muslim League to cooperate with Congress and ask for partition after British departure. So it was very much like the Cripps mission. Gandhi wanted the Muslim support right now at that particular time in 1944, but wanted to give concessions to the Muslims after the British departure. So the wisdom of Qaid-e-Azam was really quite high, that he wanted that he exactly knew that how cunning the policy of Congress was and how cunning Mr. Gandhi was, that he wanted that support right at that time, but he wanted to give the support or to talk about the partition after the British exit. So Jinnah exactly knew that what was in the minds of the Congress and in the mind of Mr. Gandhi. So Jinnah rejected this particular idea. Gandhi wanted defense and foreign policy to be in center, while Jinnah wanted them in the provinces. So that the provinces would be having their own military and must be having their own foreign policy with the other countries. So Jinnah wanted that, as per this point, the partition would be easier if the defense and foreign policy is in the hands of the provinces, and especially the Muslim majority provinces. So that would be easier for the Muslims to gain independence if these two departments were in the control of the provinces. So this is how these talks they failed. So 7 marks question of reasons that why these talks happened. 7 marks question that why was the Gandhi Jinnah talks, why were the Gandhi Jinnah talks important, and why did the Gandhi Jinnah talks fail in 1944? So 3 7 marks questions they come up with this topic, and these are the questions. Why did the Gandhi Jinnah talks fail in 1944, and were the Gandhi Jinnah talks the most important factor the 1940s that led to the partition of the subcontinent 1947? So it is a 14 marks question, will be linked with other events of 1940s. Explain why Gandhi Jinnah talks of 1944 did not reach an agreement. Again, it is the 7 marks question, related to the failure. So now the Simla Conference the next year, 1945, the British called the conference of all the political communities of the subcontinent to sit together to discuss the future of India. That happened at Simla in India, and that is the second event happening over there at Simla. First one was the Simla delegation of 1906. Reasons to form an interim executive council to transfer power to the Indians. So it means that now the British were very much closer to the exit. So that's why they wanted that there should be the interim government and there should be the executive council who could be looking after the affairs of the subcontinent, and the power should be transferred to India in some gradually, and so that the ultimate exit could be finalized. So British decided to leave as the World War was towards the end, 1945. So that is why the British called this conference at Simla but ultimately again this conference also failed. That again the Indian National Congress was not accepting the demands of the Muslims regarding independence and partition. Failure. Why did the Simla Conference fail of 1945? Again a 7 marks question. Congress insisted to nominate Muslim members in the total Muslim quota of the Executive Council, as Congress again declared that Congress was the sole representative of all Indians, whatever the religion they had. But Muslim League said that the Muslim members of the Executive Council would be nominated by All India Muslim League, not by Congress. So that point came up towards failure. Jinnah objected this, as Muslim League was the only representative of Muslims, and Muslims would also be able to nominate the Hindu members. So Jinnah said that if Congress was going to nominate the Muslim members, then the Muslim League would nominate the Hindu members. So vice versa. So that would not be accepted by the Hindus. So again, this was the failure. The Sikh and scheduled caste will always support Congress, as they were also allowed to be nominated by the Indian National Congress. So if Congress was going to nominate the Sikh community and the smaller scheduled caste communities, then again Congress would become in greater majority, that would not be acceptable by All India Muslim League. So the nomination of 6 and scheduled caste by Congress, that point also led to the failure of the Simla Conference. What was the importance of this one? Equal number of seats for Muslims in Executive Council showed that they have same political power and rights as those Hindus of Congress. So it means that 5 council members to be nominated by Congress and 5 council members to be nominated by Muslim League. So it means that now the Muslims got that equation, that now they were going to have the same representation in the executive council along with Congress. Showed that Muslim League is also friendly towards Hindus. Realized that they should be more careful against Sikh and other minorities. Muslim League was proven as only representative of the Muslims, as Muslim League was demanding the representation to be given by Muslim League of all Muslim members, and showed that without the League no reforms would be accepted in the subcontinent. So in this way, this particular conference was unsuccessful, but still it paved the way further closer towards independence and partition, as now the British were in a frame of mind to thinking about exit, and they gave the idea of making the interim executive council, and in that executive council the equation was really very much good one for the Muslims, that the Muslims were allowed to nominate the Muslim members equally, but Congress did not accept it, and in the same way you can say the things went to failure. So there is a single question given over here related to the Simla Conference in the past papers, and that came up in May-June 2003, way back. Was the Simla Conference of 1945 the most important factor during the 1940s, leading to the partition of the subcontinent in 1947? I mean, linking up the Simla Conference level 3 and all other events of 1940s in level 4, and then the level 5, the conclusion or the evaluation of whole of the discussion. So this was all about from my side today related to the Gandhi Jinnah talks and Simla Conference, and do not forget to subscribe. RU Speaks. Raja Umar signing off. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.